Thank you for navigating over to our vibration monitoring video. Construction is a big part of the town of Drumheller's flood mitigation projects. We at the Flood Office have implemented a vibration monitoring program, and Mark Bretherton, our geotechnical engineer, will take you through the process of vibration monitoring. Mark is a senior principal geotechnical engineer for Parkland Geo. He has over 40 years of experience in Alberta. Mark has performed hundreds of geotechnical investigations on sites in Alberta and has provided consulting services for a wide variety of municipal projects with similar requirements to the scope of work for the Drumheller Flood Program.
The town of Drumheller and the Drumheller Resiliency and Flood Mitigation Office are currently in the middle of a construction program to improve flood protection measures for several Drumheller communities. A big part of the program includes the construction of a series of new and upgraded earthen berms, which will be raised to increase the level of flood protection in the town. These berms will need to be constructed between the riverbank and the nearby houses in each neighborhood. In some areas, berm construction will occur very close to existing homes. The normal construction activity for this work involves large earth-moving equipment, vibratory compactors, and heavy trucks. A necessary side effect of this activity is the production of construction noise, dust, and vibration. The Flood Office recognizes this construction will have an impact on the daily lives of adjacent homeowners, and unfortunately, residents will need to deal with this disturbance. In acknowledgement of these impacts, the Flood Office has placed some restrictions on the construction activity and has implemented a vibration monitoring program as part of the work. The Flood Office will work closely with our contractors to try and minimize the impacts of construction. However, during heavy construction projects, it must be understood that vibrations at the site and surrounding areas are unavoidable. The largest construction vibrations will be felt by people in the buildings closest to the construction. Therefore, we hope to have the patience of local residents and their cooperation to interact freely with the Flood Office if they have any concerns about the impacts of construction. The overall goal of this construction work is flood protection for the town. Protecting homeowners from seasonal flooding is a matter of public safety. It is also the town's responsibility to provide a reasonable level of flood protection to residents and their properties. Unfortunately, the construction activity required to meet this obligation is going to produce some short-term disturbance in the affected neighborhoods. The benefits gained by the short-term inconvenience that construction disturbance is going to produce in the affected neighborhoods is long-term flood protection to keep our communities, residents, and their property resilient to flooding over the coming years. Protecting homeowners from seasonal flooding will ensure the long-term viability of our community. The typical home in Drumheller is a wood frame structure supported on a concrete basement wall. Concrete walls are relatively rigid and strong. The upper wood frame structures are not as strong, but they are very flexible. This is helpful because houses are subject to ongoing shifts and stresses that can cause minor damage without affecting the structural integrity of the house. Common stresses on houses include foundation settlement, subgrade swelling, seasonal frost action, vibrations including seismic activity, and live loads such as wind and snow. Cosmetic damage usually appears in the form of drywall cracks, nail pops, and sticking windows or doors. Cosmetic damage in a house is usually the result of a combination of stresses. Construction vibration is just another source of stress, which can lead to strains and potential damage when combined with pre-existing stresses already acting on the house. There are different levels of vibration impacts in residential areas. People can detect very low levels of vibration. Higher vibrations may begin to produce cosmetic damage in structures, and finally, in cases of severe vibration, structural damage can occur. Think of severe vibrations in terms of an earthquake. Structural damage to a wood frame house might occur at double the vibration level for cosmetic damage, and the threshold for damage to concrete basement walls is usually over 10 times higher. The ability of a house to handle construction vibration will depend on the quality of construction, including factors such as building materials, foundation details, age of the house, and distance to the construction site. As a rule, the level of vibrations usually decrease, moving away from the vibration source. The transmission of vibrations in the same basic soil and groundwater profile will be relatively consistent, and the subsurface conditions in communities along the river in the Drumheller area are similar. In addition, the construction activities are also consistent in terms of the type of equipment, vibration settings, and traffic volumes. To date, vibration response at distances from construction sites in Drumheller has been consistent. Vibration monitoring programs at construction sites in developed areas are undertaken to promote safety and to prevent structural damage. Monitoring equipment provides continuous real-time data for detection of potential activities producing excessive vibrations. These activities can be quickly identified and modified to reduce the potential for damage. There are a limited number of vibration monitoring machines assigned for each lengthy berm project. The equipment is moved around each site on a day-to-day basis so that it is placed at locations which represent the worst conditions for the day. Each machine has 2 geophone sensors, so the equipment is set up to measure vibrations at 2 points between the nearest structures and the construction activity. The purpose of the monitoring program is to check vibrations from the construction activity, not to determine the level of vibration being experienced at any given house or commercial structure. The typical monitoring locations tend to be closer to the construction activity than the nearest structures. On some days, the geophones are closer to houses than on other days, and the proximity is often dictated by access restrictions for private property. If berm construction is occurring in your area, a vibration sensor may be placed close to your home to monitor the construction vibrations on that day. It is important not to disturb these sensors so that the vibration measurements are representative of the construction levels. Even if the monitoring locations are not right beside your home, the vibration levels experienced at your house will be less than the levels at the closest geophone. This has been verified by past data. People can detect construction vibrations at peak particle velocities as low as 0.25 millimeters per second. This is over 50 times lower than the level of vibration that might cause cosmetic damage in their home. Even higher vibration levels, which can cause people to feel discomfort, will occur well before cosmetic damage is likely. Residents at properties near the construction will likely feel vibrations and see evidence of vibration during the construction period. Pictures on walls and dishes and cupboards may rattle. Given people's sensitivity to vibration at very low ppv levels, this occurrence is normal, but it does not mean that the house is being damaged. It is possible that early signs of cosmetic damage due to vibrations may occur during construction. For this reason, the Flood Office suggests having project personnel perform house inspections prior to construction, providing a record for comparison to post-construction conditions in the house. Since cosmetic damage due to vibration can show up weeks after construction, as stresses in the house equalize, the typical practice is to wait 3 to 6 months prior to assessing and repairing post-construction damage. If you are concerned that the vibration levels you are experiencing are excessive, especially if the damage such as drywall cracks are starting to appear, please call or email the Flood Office as soon as possible. This will help the project team to review the construction activity near your property and take required construction corrective actions. Quick notifications can allow monitoring equipment to be moved to specific properties to measure vibration levels while construction is still underway. Vibration of loose objects in homes near construction is not unusual. It would be unfortunate if a valuable ornament or picture were to fall from a shelf or wall. As a result, the Flood Office advises residents in upcoming project areas to take some proactive measures. Book a pre-construction home inspection. Consider removing pictures from walls, secure valuables, ornaments, and decorations, secure dishes and glasses, and remove breakable items from wall shelves. The possibility that your home may experience damage due to nearby construction activity cannot be totally ruled out. The Flood Office will investigate any claim of possible damage due to construction activity and vibration. This process is assisted immeasurably when there is comparable documentation of the house conditions before, during, and after construction to verify the extent and timing of the damage. After notifying the Flood Office, if you wish to pursue concerns about damage, we advise you to contact your home insurance provider to assist with the investigation and processing of your claim. The Flood Office has hired reputable contractors and made them aware of our commitment to minimize the impact of construction activities on Drumheller's residents. Our contractors will strive to remain below target thresholds for vibration, which are accepted within the construction industry. The Flood Office is committed to monitor and track vibrations on an ongoing basis to help our contractors achieve this goal, or to modify and adapt construction activity as required to keep within the accepted thresholds. Once again, the Flood Office appreciates the patience of Drumheller's residents and looks forward to their cooperation during the upcoming construction periods. We trust that everyone can agree that the benefits of flood protection will far outweigh any temporary inconveniences. The Flood Office is fully behind the town of Drumheller's pursuit of the four main benefits for residents: to protect the people, property, and infrastructure of the valley, to build resilient communities with protection for future generations, to provide support for future development opportunities and economic growth, and to make it easier for residents and newcomers to get home mortgages and insurance. The town of Drumheller, the Flood Office, and our construction teams are committed to assisting residents in dealing with the upcoming construction activities in their neighborhoods. If you have any concerns, please reach out to the Flood Office or to one of the listed contacts in the notice of construction letter you received. The Flood Office phone number is 403 823 4878. Have a great day.